We were just talking backstage about something that kind of set you on course for a life in this game. You went to the competition in Autosport in 1844 to win.
As you'd all read in Tiff Gear, the brilliant autobiography, which has 60 years of history, as opposed to Jake Humphrey's 4 years of history. But no, yes, I started my actual real racing career by winning a Autosport magazine competition, and I won this Formula Ford Lotus 69F, which is somewhere in here, and I haven't had time to actually find out which stand it's on yet. It's the most beautiful looking red and white.
Anyone seen it?
Formula Ford Lotus 69.
Anyone seen Tiff's Formula Ford? Where is it?
Which way is it?
Where is it?
It's that way.
That way, yeah. Perfect.
So this actually I've been going to a racing driver's school, but I hadn't really got anything going. I had no money, and so without the Autosport Lotus, I'd never have got my career going at all.
So you've got us to thank.
I have, exactly. That's why I'm here, thanking Autosport.
Well done. I was just saying how you've raced everything, haven't you? Had a lot of fun doing it.
A journeyman racing. It was because I actually started in powerboat racing because my dad did powerboats. There's a powerboat stand over there. That's where my career started, which is why I always have an orange crash helmet, because that's a legal requirement in powerboat racing.
Right.
But I did about 5 years of Formula Ford, being my own mechanic every night and a civil engineer during the daytime, and worked up to the national ranks, and then got a professional drive with the Unipart Formula 3 team, and then got this Grand Prix drive with Ensign. Only one Grand Prix before the driver I was substituting got better. He was injured, and the bugger got better. So it was one of the shortest Grand Prix careers on history, but I was still delighted that I got as far as being a Grand Prix driver.
Yeah, you did it.
Without paying for it.
Yeah. And it's all in the book.
It's all in the book. Tiff Gear, yeah.
The book is wonderandal, actually. It's very well done. Sports cars, I think I remember a highlight must have been podium at Le Mans in 1990.
Yeah, the old day structure used to be you'd try to be a Grand Prix driver for about 10 years, which in our day took you to about 27 years old, whereas now you're almost retired of trying to be a Grand Prix driver when you're 21. And so when you sort of finished not being a Grand Prix driver, you then went sideways into sports car racing. I was very lucky to move that way when that Group C cars started, the fantastic 800 horsepower Group C Porsches, Nissans, Toyotas. And so I raced at Le Mans 14 times and had a great career doing the World Sports Car Championship. It was just a fantastic tour of the world, which I feel very, very lucky to have done, and probably provided more variety in life than being a Grand Prix driver.
And you once helped Nigel Mansell off, didn't you?
Yeah, then I did a bit of touring cars as well, one of which was the Toka shootout at Donington, this great end-of-the-year competition where they invited everyone to have a go. And Nigel Mansell, just having won the World Championship the year before, had won the IndyCar Championship, so Ford decided that they ought to bring him back and give him a Ford Mondeo to race in this Toka shootout. And unfortunately, he lost control on one lap going through the old hairpin, and he was just regaining control when he just tapped another car, and this sent him straight into that concrete bridge parapet, and it had quite a big accident. And unfortunately, I was the man in the other car that helped him into the bridge.
He was already going, wasn't he?
He was already going.
He gave him an extra nudge. Yeah.
He still blames me for it. It was all my fault, apparently.
Of course he did. And of course, TV came along with Top Gear, and it's that's been another sort of avenue, hasn't it, for you? And you've still managed to dovetail both.
I know, it's like my life just sort of went in various directions without my really intending it to. And certainly the Top Gear arrived. I was just going to do one program back in 1987, driving the Formula First racing car, because Chris Goffey, one of the regular presenters, had broken his leg. And so I did this one item for Top Gear, and they were so impressed that I could drive and go sideways and talk at the same time that they invited me back to do more and more. And I guess I was definitely Top Gear's first tame racing driver, and perhaps I was the blueprint Stig.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Because Jeremy actually joined about 2 years after me, and then Quentin Wilson joined, and Top Gear really took off for the first time in the 90s. Then unfortunately, after Jeremy had left and Quentin had gone to do other things, they actually closed down the original Top Gear in about 2001, which is why they then took the whole show off to Channel 5 and created Fifth Gear, which is still going on the Discovery Channel now.
I was going to mention the rebirth of Top Gear, but let's not do that. Fifth Gear's where it's at, isn't it?
Fifth Gear. There is some sort of light entertainment. Oh, flipping hell. Look, it's my stand. Look, just because your sponsors have bought the stand doesn't mean that you can just walk on.
Did I hear Fifth Gear?
Sit down.
So anyway, I was just listening backstage, and all this stuff about Mansell.
It's up to you.
That was bad.
I'm out of here.
You did
of course,
just have
that's
him up.
when touring cars were men's cars. I mean, these front-wheel drive shopping trolleys that they race nowadays, I don't really know there's much fun in that, is there?
Have you spoken about your book yet?
My book, no, I haven't mentioned. Tiff Gear, now available in paperback version for reading on the beach. But, no, you've done quite well. The trouble is, Jason, really, he's too good to be driving his shopping trolleys. You ought to be at Le Mans winning like Alan McTosh or something in an Audi or something.
Mate, I'd love to be. I don't think I'm grown up enough yet to have a go at Le Mans. I'll do that when I get a bit older. Because you managed to go on for quite some time, didn't you?
Yeah, go on. But then the telly came over. You know, so, but I understand there's a drive going, but alongside you, I'm still waiting for the announcement of the second Tesco KX MG.
We're still waiting for you to apply.
Oh, well, I didn't know I had to apply. I just assumed, being a mate, you just obviously put me in the seat.
We didn't plan this, folks. I promise.
I've had him on television. He comes on television. He tries to beat. He cheats every time we have a competition on fifth gear. He's always going off doing a bit of extra practice.
I think that's having a competitive edge, isn't it? Yeah, but actually, interesting enough, whilst it looks like good fun on TV and it is great fun, there is real needle. On
Tiff
the day.
Needell.
Yeah, proper needle. I hate losing. He hates it even more. And it's really good fun, isn't it? Really great fun.
The idea, it's supposed to be the car winning, 'cause that's what we're supposed to be testing, which is the best car. But obviously, he who has the best car goes home much happier than the other one.
Don't look at me.
Oh, we just keep going,
Yeah,
shall
just
we?
keep going. Yeah, got to.
So where'd you get that
2 minutes?
fancy suntan from? I suppose you should be training, getting fit, doing press-ups in a gym.
Well, that's where I got it from. I just come back from Marrakesh, actually.
Oh,
Very good. Very nice.
Posh and touring cars. And when does this championship kick off again, then?
Well, the first race of the BTCC is at the end of March.
Which is about the time when fifth gear should be back. We don't know when fifth gear is coming back. It's been embarrassing. We filmed a whole nother 9 one-hour shows, which will be beginning to be aired on Discovery Channel in March, April, May. So you just have to keep a lookout for Discovery Channel. I'm sorry it's not available to all television sets just yet, but hopefully it will be one day, again.
Do you think he's getting a bit stroppy down there?
Not at all.
I want to go and find my Formula Ford. I've got a lot of wandering around. The powerboats are over there. Have you seen the powerboats? You fancy having a go at that?
I haven't had a good look round. I'm going to go out in a minute. And actually, why don't we go and have a look for your car?
Yeah, but what?
Go and have a look for your Formula Ford car.
I'm going to look for my Formula Ford, and then I'm going to go and look at the powerboats. If you don't fancy car racing because it's too expensive, go and have a go in boats. That's where I started.
That's cheap, isn't it?
Have you had enough of us now, you're saying? Was that a wind up?
If it flies, floats, or what?
I've got a couple of serious guests on next who've won Le Mans 10 times between them.
Oh, we're off. That's it.
See ya.
Got a bloody message. That's it. Hey?
Thank you to rank amateurs Jason Plato and Tiff Needell.